Hey everyone, today we're going to make pasta e ceci. It's an Italian dish, basically pasta and chickpeas, or garbanzo beans, whatever you want to call them. Not too many ingredients, but really comes together as a nice hearty Italian dish. It's kind of like a soup, more like a stew. It's not very watery. Probably a day later it comes together, the water all soaks in, as many soups do. We're going to start out, we've got some pancetta, carrots, celery, and garlic, and onions and tomatoes. We're going to food process them together and cook them in the Dutch oven. Then we've got some rosemary, red pepper flakes, and anchovy. We're going to mix them with it all before we throw in our chickpeas and the ditalini pasta, real tiny pieces, and a couple spices that go in there like parsley and lemon as well. So we're going to get these in the food processor, move over to the Dutch oven, and come back in a few minutes. All right, we brought our pancetta mixture that also includes onion, carrot, celery, and garlic. And we've had it in the Dutch oven for about 5 to 7 minutes with some oil. So it's got a nice paste to it. You can see it put together right here. It's gonna be a nice base for our soup, our stew, whatever we wanna call it. At this point, we're gonna put in the crushed red pepper and the anchovy, the minced anchovy, and the rosemary. We're going to get this incorporated and give this about a minute to meld its flavors with everything else in here. And it'll cook a little bit on this heat. And once they become fragrant, you'll smell the anchovy pretty quick, but the anchovy adds its own subtle flavor. You'll never know it's there in the final dish itself. I should make sure I get some of this to my sister and have her try it, and then once she tries it, I can tell her. You know there were anchovies in that? She'll kill me. She'll kill me. Okay, we're good here. We're going to throw our tomatoes in. Mix these up nice and well. Make that part of our base. And now we'll add some garbanzo beans. Alright, then some H2O. We're going to bring this to a boil. And as the heat rises here, I'm going to stir this nice and well. Get all our flavors to come together. Get a nice soup broth here. Now remember, I still have the ditalini pasta to put in here, so it's definitely going to use up some space. All right, this is going to come to a boil and bring it down to a simmer for about 10 minutes, and then we'll put our pasta in. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, 3 teaspoons. Okay, see you in a few minutes. We're off the heat now. Just gonna put some finishing touches on here. A little bit of lemon juice. Freshly squeezed is always the way to go if you can. And some freshly minced parsley. Remember when I said before, I called it, pasta e ceci, and I said it's a chickpea soup with ditalini pasta, and then I corrected myself and said it's a stew, because if you look and see This is definitely more like a stew. It is not very brothy at all. We put the chickpeas in with all the juice that was in the can. We did drain the tomatoes, but after we food processed the tomatoes, there was still some liquid that came out. We used that as well. But then I put the 4 cups of water in here. The 4 cups of water got all eaten up by the ditalini pasta. Cooked the ditalini pasta in the process and also thickened up the stew as well. So we've got our lemon juice and parsley in here. So let's get this in a bowl and give it a shot. What do you think? All right, let's get this a shot. Toppings for these, you want a little bit of oil for toppings and a little bit of Parmesan cheese and a big spoon. Can't be a little spoon. You're not going to get enough on this because you're going to want more and more and more. You're best just getting a big spoon, piling that stuff on, and satisfying yourself with the first one. Everything just looks so good. If you want the recipe, I'll give it to you. It's so worth having. Probably takes a half hour to make total. The hardest work that you're gonna do is the cutting up of the pancetta, the carrots, the celery, peeling the garlic. You know what that is. But and then mincing in the food processor. That's it. Then you're throwing the pot, throwing the pot, throwing the pot. So good. One more. If this looks good to you now, wait till tomorrow. You know any super stew is better the next day. Give it a shot.